Hello, I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is Mature Living. As usual, we have a great show planned out for you. We're going to be talking a little bit in our first interview. I want to introduce you to Nicolas Diaz, our instructor, our professor that teaches two really neat classes. And one of them is beautifying lives through makeup. Oh my gosh, I love makeup, and you know that I do. And many of you probably do as well. This is a wonderful class, but he also teaches another one. And the other class that just started recently is fashion, hair, and style over 55. And so these classes, there's no tuition. So let's listen to how Nicolas teaches. And I just want to thank him for being here, taking time from your busy schedule. Oh my gosh, Nicolas. A couple of years ago, right? We talked.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Mary. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be in your show. Well, my classes are amazing. More than anything, besides being a makeup class and besides being a fashion class, they're about empowering men and women about feeling good about themselves. You know, all these classes in your senior adult program, they're for 55 and over, which, you know, a lot of my students are retired. A lot of them are, you know, stay-at-home parents that never went out and did anything. So now that they're in my class, I want them to feel pretty. I want them to feel good about themselves. And one of the main things we talk about it, a lot of my students, when we introduce ourselves, they give me their age. So I tell them, nobody tell me their age. In my class, everybody's in their mid-30s. We just leave it at that, mid-30s, right? So the makeup class entails a lot of things. You know, people think makeup, I'm just going to show up and he's going to show me how to do my makeup and I'm going to go home. No, it's about skincare. I teach you skincare. I teach you how to take care of your skin before and after applying makeup. Also, how to properly apply your makeup, right? How to look pretty, how to look presentable, how to do daytime looks, how to do evening looks. And then through the classes, also, we learn a lot about ourselves. You know, they tell me other experiences they've gone through in life. You know, some of them are widowed. Some of them went through divorces. Some of them had horrible jobs. So now that they're retired, they want to feel included. They want to have a good time. And they really enjoy the class. I got a lot of positive feedback. We started a couple of years ago when you invited me. Remember when we met, which was during COVID. It was during COVID. We met. It was going to be an online class. I remember I had about 5 students. And this semester, I believe, well, I have a full class. Actually, I have a wait list. I have, I think, 26 students in my class.
Awesome.
And it is amazing. It is amazing.
I see them, and I see them very happy. But I also want to give you credit because you have credentials. You have taught, you have studied, you have managed. Tell me a little bit about your profession.
Okay, well, I've been in the beauty business for over 20 years. Okay, I worked at a salon for many years. I have, you know, I ran a business. I ran my own business. I had a couple of businesses going on at the same time. So I know what it is to be out there in the real world, in the business world. 20 years in the beauty world. It sounds super easy, but it's super fun. It's super fun. Also, you know, I've been director of education at a beauty school. I've taught at different beauty schools in El Paso. And, you know, through all that, I've learned to connect with people a lot. You know, it's not that easy. It's not everybody's meant to deal with people. And I think we all have it in us. We just have to kind of like dig in and learn to be nice to not only just everyday people, especially to our retirees, to our elderly people. You know, they hold a very special place in my heart because my mother's elderly, and you resemble my mother a lot. You know, that's why when you were in my makeup class and I would have to scold you because you
didn't do my homework.
You didn't do your homework, exactly. And that's how I scold my mother. So you know, I've learned to get that love and understanding for elderly as well.
I'm so happy because many of our professors have that patience and a lot of a lot of good vibes and positive for our seniors. They're really happy in your class. And so I also want to take a little time to talk about lashes. And I remember that in the 60s and 70s, the eyelashes were big, right? They're back. They're back. Everybody, I look at the young ladies, and they're all wearing their lashes.
Yes. And the lash class, as you remember, it was one of it still is to this day. That class, when I give that segment of the makeup course, lashes is always so fun because everybody tells me, I don't wear lashes, and I'm not going to. I want to go through the course, but I'm not going to. And then once we go through it, they're like, I love him. And then I run into them later, like when you have your events here, and they're wearing their lashes, and I tell them, what's up? What happened? They're like, I love him.
It brightens up, it sparks up your eyes, and your eyes are very important.
Yes, the eyes are the window to the soul. That's what I tell my students. You know, so it's an amazing, it's an amazing class, and I invite everybody, whoever's at home, whoever, has extra time, whoever thinks, I don't wear makeup because I'm just at home. Leave home for a little bit and come see my class. Yes. Once you're in my class, you don't want to leave. I have students that keep taking my class time after time, and I tell them, don't you get tired of me? And they're like, no, we love you. So I'm like, okay, I love you too.
Tell me a little bit about the fashion class. This is when you designed, and there was a need to talk about not only makeup, but the other classes, fashion, hair and style, and accessories and all that. Tell me a little bit.
So that class came about also, it kind of like sprung out from the makeup class because, through makeup, we were talking a lot about, a lot of women wanted me to give them tips and advice on how to do their hair. What do you think about, and I'm very frank, like I'll tell you things. Well, me and you have known each other for a while. And when you ask me about fashion tips, I give it to you straight up, right? So that's how I am with my students. So through the makeup class, they wanted me to help them out to get ready for an event. But I never had time because we were talking about makeup. So that's when me and you sat down and I told you, hey, Mary, I have this idea about fashion. So that class pretty much entails fashion tips, new trends for 55 and over. And also kind of like lets you know that there's a lot of things that you can still wear and look fashionable.
Yes. And you know what? I love and I attended this class when they brought things from their closet that they hadn't worn in a long time. And then we had a fashion show at our Grandparents' Day celebration in September. So tell me about what happened when they brought dresses or outfits that they hadn't worn for a while.
So that is the beginning of the class. I usually have them declutter their closet. It's also part of that. I help them get rid, I always encourage my students to get rid of things that they're not using. Either donate them, exchange them, or or just get rid of them, sell them or whatnot. So they dug into their closet because I usually tell them, bring me something that you haven't worn in a year and bring me something that you haven't worn in over 5 years.
Wow.
And everybody, all my ladies,
find something,
either an evening gown from somebody's wedding or what. So they bring it out. And then we talk about it. And I tell them, okay, why aren't you wearing this and why is it in your closet? So then they stand in front of the class and we do the show and tell. And a lot of the times they discover hey, you know what? I help them break apart outfits and make different outfits from two different things. And also they start exchanging outfits in class.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
They said, I'd like that. Can I have that? And then they exchange.
And then during the course of the class, during the time of the class, they start wearing those outfits. And they're like, hey, look, I'm wearing the blouse you gave me. So it is super awesome. It's super awesome.
There's a connection among the students, not only with you as a professor, but among themselves. So how does self-motivation comes in self-care?
It comes in the, a lot of my women come in with very low self-esteem. And they come in, like I said, feeling, I'm 55, I'm 60, I'm 80, I'm widowed, I retire. I have, what is the purpose? Why even go out? Then when they come into my class and we talk about, and they start listening to other women's experiences that some of them have gone to worse things, they start realizing, hey, you know what? my problem is this small when there's problems this big. So that motivates them to come out of their shell. And even some shy, quiet ones that begin really shy, really quiet, they spring out and they become this wildflower, right? And they're laughing and then they make little friend groups and they go out to coffee and they go out to get a drink and to a tardeada. And
they dress up. And some of them are surviving cancers.
Oh yeah, I have cancer survivors. Like I said, I have retirees, I have widows. And as a matter of fact, one of my students, she's a widow 2 years ago. And she's still going through that. She tells me, I'm very depressed. I haven't been able to cope with it. But her and her daughter, she brought her daughter as a guest. And she was telling me, thanks to your class, I want to do things now. I want to get ready. I want to go out, and I'm happy to. I look forward to your class, and that fills my heart.
That is so good, and that's the purpose of all of these classes, is to improve the quality of life of our seniors. Men, I don't see a whole bunch of men. We need to recruit.
Yes, and I had a man in my makeup class a couple of semesters ago, and I taught him skincare, and I was teaching him how to do makeup because he said his wife was wheelchair bound and he wanted to help her look pretty, and I'm like, perfect.
So he was going to apply the makeup on his wife.
Yes.
That is so cool.
That is amazing. That is awesome. And then my fashion class is also for men. So I encourage men and women to come.
To look good.
That's why the classes are not labeled empowering women or fashion for women. They're for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, they're for everybody. My classes I'm inclusive to everybody. And the only requirement that I have to be in my class is a good, positive attitude. If you have the attitude, you can accomplish anything. And my students know that, and I've told them. And if one day you're not having a good attitude because you're having a bad day, then stay home. Stay home and take a day off and then come back and regroup.
Yes.
Because the requirement in my class is to come in with a positive attitude.
So good. There's so many good things that come out of each and every one of our classes. And this one, I notice a change in ladies. You also have students that are like your assistants, that are more experienced,
yes.
And they help each other.
Yes,
Tell me about that.
Estela, she's probably gonna watch the show, Miss Estela Bajorjo. She's been in my makeup class from day one. From day one. So as she progressed, now she's my assistant. Now she helps me with the new students coming in. She's a professional. She looks beautiful in her makeup and her outfits, but she always tells me, every class I take, I learn something new. And I tell them, I've been in the beauty world, I've been in the teaching world, I've been in this business for many years, and I don't stop learning.
That's
because
right.
we never stop learning.
That's right.
You can be, at your 20s, you're learning, in your 30s, 50s. Look at you're in your mid-30s, and you're still learning, right?
Yes.
There you go.
I agree. I have to, because this is the way it is.
You like that one.
Yeah, I love that one. And you build me up. You help me to continue in what I'm doing and the work that I'm doing here with the college. And, I just love this program as well. You can tell.
You know what, Miss Mary?
And you love your teaching.
And I thank you for that. And I know that, you've been in the college for, I don't know how I said that. I don't know how I said that. I don't know how you've been in the college for so long and yet be this young, right?
Yes.
I don't know what you're doing or what you're taking or what you're drinking, but you have to give me some of that. But I thank you for all your energy and your drive.
Oh
and it takes a big woman to be in such a little body with so much energy. And we thank you for that.
Well, we want our viewers to call you. So can you give us your phone number?
Yes, my phone number is 915-842-9770. That is my business number, 915-842-9770. They can also contact the Senior Adult Program. Registrations for the new classes are going to be the first week of December. There's already a wait list for my classes, so I'm ecstatic. I'm mega blessed. So hurry up, and if you're interested in my classes, either my makeup or my fashion class, make your way out here the first week of December.
And the classes are going to be, the makeup is Wednesdays,
yes,
10 to 12.
Yes.
And the fashion is going to be on Fridays,
yes,
10 to 12.
10 to 12, yes, ma'am. Wednesdays and Fridays, we have to, and you can take both classes at the same time. I have students taking both classes. Wednesday, 10 to 12, and Fridays, 10 to 12 as well.
Very good. And so they're going to be at the El Paso Community College in the Administrative Service Center in the B building. But if you call 915-831-7801. We can give you all the information. Thank you for being with us. I appreciate you, your hard work and your good work in the classes with our wonderful students.
Thank you. And I thank you for everything, the opportunity, and thank you to all the viewers. And I'll see you all in December, and I'm going to send you a little heart.
That's super. That's super. Thank you, and we'll be back with more guests.
Next month I'll be 9.
I'm going to the big game.
I'm getting married soon.
But sadly, they may never see these milestones. At least one person has died every single day on Texas roads since 2000. Every day.
A child.
A parent.
A spouse.
Doesn't come home. When you drive today, stay focused, obey laws, drive responsibly, end the streak of daily deaths.
You can do it, Texas. Let's end the streak.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is Mature Living. We always love to talk to students, as you know, because we're in the business of education, we're in the business of this community, and we also want to know how students, find out information. So we've invited Abigail Bell, who is the lead editor of the Deano Tribune, which is the EPCC newspaper. You can imagine how many great interviews and articles she's written. And of course, we also want to thank the faculty advisor, who is Dr. Douglas Carr, who is also supporting the students that work in this capacity. Now, tell us a little bit, and thank you for being with us, Abigail. Tell us a little bit about the Tribune and your position as a lead editor.
Yes, of course, it's great to be here. So the Deano Tribune is the student-run EPCC newspaper. It's online, and it's been around for, I believe, since about the early 1970s, and it's run by the Mass Communication Department. So that's Dr. Douglas Carr, Mr. Steve Escajera, Sal Armas. All those people kind of help to encourage the students and help teach us who run the newspaper what to do, and help kind of guide us along those with that thing.
And so you all look for stories that are of interest to not only the student body, but other programs like our senior adult program, as an example. We should be reading the Deano Tribune and supporting students. So tell me a little bit about what you're studying.
So I'm studying journalism, actually. So I'm studying journalism and mass communication. So learning how to write those articles, learning how to news report on news, take photos, all those kinds of things that has to do with journalism.
Super. One of the highlights for us, and I know that you probably write about all different kinds of stories and feature different things that is going on at the college, but also in the community. And one of the highlights that we had just recently that I'm going to remind you of, that I'm so proud of, and I'm sure you are too, is the article on our senior dancers, the summer nights performances that have been done for a summer show that we did with little children. And then we also did it for Grandparents' Day, which I don't know if you were there at Grandparents' Day celebration, but they performed it again. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
It was a lot of fun talking. I got to talk with you about the senior adult program in general. I got to talk with the dance instructor, Trish Lakowski. She was awesome, amazing. I got to dance with the seniors and talk with them and interview them and just get to know about them and what their passions are and why this program was so important to them. And that was the best part, I think, is talking to people and learning what their passions are and getting to feature them and put the spotlight on them. It's one of the things I love about working with the newspaper, about journalism, is getting to talk with people and get to know their stories.
Yeah. So. What other stories have you written about that kind of come to your mind as a highlight that you've done recently or in the past?
I have done a story. I've talked to students who were in a specific biology scuba program. I got to talk with them. and learn more about their story. I've gotten to do movie reviews, restaurant reviews, things like that, because we really feature a lot of different types of stories on the Tribune. Anything that would be of interest to students and that is interested to the college.
And how many other students are involved in the newspaper each semester? Does it change?
It definitely changes. So I'm the lead editor this semester. This is actually my first semester, and it's been
they threw you into the pool as a lead editor.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did a couple stories for them as a reporter during the summer, but yes, this is my first semester as the lead editor. It's been a great experience, just getting to learn and do new things. But we have a designer for the website. Her name is Jessica, and she puts up stories, she formats it all, and then we have just various student reporters who come and be like, hey, I want to write a movie review on this new movie that's coming out. Or we'll reach out to students that we know like to photograph or do reports, and we'll say, hey, there's a EPCC event coming up this Saturday. Can you go and cover the story for us, or can you take photos for us? And people who will come to us with article requests and ask us if they can write stories about something. So yeah.
Do you get graded or anything like that, or recognized, when you do a good story?
Dr. Carr and Mr. Steve are really encouraging. They help, they give us feedback on the things that we do. Mainly it's just putting it up there and getting the experience for it all. So.
Yes. And we didn't mention how many journalists are involved, students.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on each semester, so it depends on classes, who's taking what class each year, things like that. So.
You have to be really good writers? I mean, do you have to have that skill?
We help you. So usually as a reporter, you want to have some sort of writing skills and reporting skills. Usually the students are in classes for reporting, so their teachers are helping them and learn how to write and develop the story. Something that I like about the Deano is that it gives students the experience, it gives them the opportunity to get that hands-on experience so that they can learn and grow in those skills.
And then you go into the workplace.
Yes.
So where would you go into a career or a job when you leave the college, when you graduate? And you might be going into UTEP or other universities, and then continue that experience, that learning those skills. But as jobs, where would you go? You yourself.
I think I really like reporting. When I started this degree plan, I wasn't sure how much I was going to like it, but I like writing. And so, but as I've gotten to do more stories and to do more editing and things like that, I've come to really, really enjoy it and really love just the process of talking to people and writing and editing and everything. So career in journalism at a newspaper, at a TV station, at a radio station.
Oh, a TV station I was thinking about, yeah.
So any of those, I'm open to ideas. I'm always looking for new opportunities, internships, things like that.
And I see young people reporting from the highway or something. There's an accident, and they start out, kind of a little bit, bumpy as far as their reporting, and they look a little bit, when they're new, a little bit nervous, But then as you do it more, I find them refining, and that's something that you would do.
Yes.
I see you on television doing some reporting or a story or something. If you do, would you call us? And tell us, well, I got my first interview in the Mature Living Show. And it was so good to meet students. I love meeting students. And so, hopefully you'll remember the experience at EPCC when you become famous as you go on. So you mentioned that the Tribune helps students. And that's the main thing, isn't it? Yes. To develop the skills that you need so that you can earn good money, and get good jobs. It's just what it's all about. So anything else that I may not have asked you that you want to mention about your experience?
I think the Deano helps students in several ways. Yeah. First of all, it gives them a place to stay connected with the college, see what is happening through the college. Anybody who's interested in the college can look and see, hey, this is what is happening at the college, or this is what some students have accomplished, or just student interests, like what do my peers think about this new movie that's come out, or where are my peers going out to eat, or just things like that. So I think it helps students stay connected and find, it's a good place to find information.
Yes, yes.
And then also it gives them that opportunity. We're always looking for more reporters, more photographers, anybody who wants to do a story, anybody who wants to take pictures, always looking for people to come and submit articles, to be able to have that hands-on experience, to have that learning, the growth that happens when you just get in there and do it. So.
Yes. And we have a lot of events that we sponsor through the Senior Adult Program throughout the year. Well, about 3 major ones. And one that's coming up is the Navidad on the Border show, where you see active seniors in the audience or on stage. And we're working on that, and we certainly hope that the Tribune will cover that, because we need to show how vibrant and energetic our elders are here in this community. They're taking our classes. You can go into the classroom and visit an art class or an exercise class, and see what else do we do with our elders. So we appreciate that you're interested in our seniors, and I'm not talking about high school seniors. Our seniors never graduate, is what I tell everybody. Our seniors never graduate. They keep coming back to their beautiful classes, their wonderful classes, and the instructors are awesome. But we certainly want to support our students in the credit programs, the academic side, and what you're doing in promoting. Have you come across any controversial issues or anything that you've covered over the semester?
Not really. I was able to cover, there was a story that happened that affected Trans Mountain and Northwest campuses a little while ago, and I was able to give students information on that. I was able to call people and be able to write something in a time crunch, because it was timely, and be able to give students the information that they needed. Hey, this happened, but everything's okay.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, I think that has been something, like I said, I'm learning every day.
Just write the facts.
Yes, I get new experiences. Every story is a new adventure, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
And everything is new and exciting. And
voting is so important. And I think that young people have taken that on as something that they want to participate in, voting. So, if we can promote voting for our city, our communities, for our state, for our national, elections, it would be really important for that to happen, because the elders vote, the seniors vote, and so they've learned over the years how important that is. So maybe that would be just something that I'll throw out there.
You're always giving me new ideas.
Yeah, I'm always giving you ideas. You call me and I'll give you like 10 ideas. And so thank you for being with us, Abigail Bell. Thank you for what you're doing for EPCC, covering sports, covering, classes, covering all different things through the Deano Tribune. And we want to thank your faculty advisors, because they are the ones that are the guides.
Yes.
And they teach you the do's and the don'ts. And aren't there some do's and don'ts? Wow. Yes. We didn't even get into that. But because I love writing myself, we do have some writing classes, the Expressions of Life class. They do writing about their life experiences. That's a good class to cover. It's really, really nice. And so we invite you to continue collaborating with our Senior Adult Program, and we wish you great success in your career and all of your careers as journalists. And so,
thank you so much.
we want to wish you that. And thank you for coming to Mature Living.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Hope it isn't the last time. Okay. Well, thank you. We've been talking with Miss Bell, Abigail Bell, who is the lead editor of the Deano Tribune, and for taking time. I know she's got to go back to classes, and we'll see you soon.